Madam Chair, thank you both for being here today. Mr. Rodriguez, Congress right now is in the middle of debating $3.5 trillion bill with all kind of programs in it. My Democratic colleagues continue to talk about pay-fors in ways that they somehow can justify spending that much money. I know you're a big fan of expanding unemployment benefits, and you want to make, and as we all want to make sure everybody has access. But I also know that over the past year and a half, we've saw tons of fraud in unemployment. In California alone, we know there has been found out to be $11.4 billion in fraudulent payments sent out, possibly over $20 billion. I'm sure other states were in similar positions. The Department of Labor Inspector General estimates that more than $63 billion have been paid out through fraud. Mr. Rodriguez, what is being done to recover the money? Will people be prosecuted? And what will you personally do if confirmed?
Senator, thank you so much for your question and for your concern for the 53 unemployment systems. It is absolutely the case that transnational criminal syndicates exploited the unreadiness of states with respect to security concerns. That's especially true with remote identity verification. Just again, a footnote from Florida as well. We learned that there was that the identities of 58,000 claimants were impacted by a data breach. So these are live issues. They're very, very important. The pandemic exposed these long-standing challenges in our unemployment system, not just about access, as you mentioned, but also in security. The design of our systems was out of touch with the modern workforce, but also the architecture of these systems was outdated and inflexible, and the fact that they were ill-equipped for security threats was part of that. The administration has moved forward with support from Congress, most recently through ARPA, to address equitable access, but also to root out the fraud plaguing the systems. It's provided immediate technical assistance to states, sending teams of specialists. It's also had a focus on increasing the capacity of states, particularly with identity verification, and is developing open modular technology to help update and protect the systems in addition to deploying grants to states. If confirmed, I would also look forward to working with the Modernization Office that the Secretary has established, and as well as working with state unemployment systems on these solutions. They're critically important, but I would note one of the reasons why it's so important to get this right is that despite the failures in our unemployment systems, they nevertheless were the reason why 53 million workers were able to stay afloat during the pandemic and helped stave off an even deeper recession. So we do need to tackle these challenges.
Yeah, Mr. Rodriguez, we can't afford that many billion in fraud, and it'll get worse. We know that organization is the key to winning in this situation, so I know you'll be well organized. Ms. Gomez, please briefly walk me through what it means to be a fiduciary as it is defined by ERISA.
Forgive me with my challenges with the mic this morning.
Thank you, Senator, for that question. Under ERISA,
You want to turn the mic on again there?
Here we go.
Under ERISA, there is a five-part
Test. There we go.
Under ERISA, there is a five-part test for defining who is a fiduciary.
Are we on? Okay.
You're good.
There we
You're
go.
good.
My apologies. There is a five-part test for determining whether an individual is a fiduciary, and there's really no there's nothing that is more central to ERISA than defining who is a fiduciary. But in determining exactly who is a fiduciary in different contexts has been the source of some disagreement, and it's been a long road to get there. And I look forward, if I'm fortunate enough to be confirmed, to working with the SEC as well as with the department to be briefed on the efforts of looking at the definition of a fiduciary in different contexts and taking another look at the conflict of interest rule and how it would apply in different situations.
Would you agree that a fiduciary should always act in the best economic interest of investors and work to maximize the investor's total return on a risk-adjusted basis? Yes or no? I'm running out of time.
Thank you, Senator, for that question. I think, unfortunately, that's not a yes or no question. Fiduciaries have various fiduciary duties, one of which is to act in the best interests of the participants and the beneficiaries of the plan, which has different nuances as to exactly how that would work. And I would need to look at the circumstances of the situation in order to address any given question as to how to act as a fiduciary in that, with respect to that decision that's being made.
So you would hope it would be in the best interest after you've made all your decisions, is what you're saying?
Yes, thank you, Senator, for that clarification. It should be the cornerstone of being a fiduciary is acting in the best interests of the participants and beneficiaries. How one does that may differ depending on the decision that's being made. But I would look forward to, I would commit to making sure to always work with fiduciaries to make sure that they are acting in the best interests of the participants and their families with respect to these plans. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. I went over a little bit, but thank you.
Thank you. Senator Hickenlooper.
First, thank you, Madam Chair.